Welcome back to the call. It's good to be back in the studios. We've got a lot to talk about today. Always with us, Scott. I don't want to call him co-host because we're in this together. And we got young Tanner back with us today. Good to have him always in here.
Well, thank y'all for having me.
He don't say much, but
he's our cousin.
He contributes a lot, and so. But man, we had a great. Our last podcast was, we had a fun time in here. I laughed. I watch it. I've watched it several times, guys, since then, and still laugh. And it just cracked me up. We had a good time in here last time, and so Scott, what's going on the side of we get any feedback on these podcasts?
We're getting comments galore now. We're up to 117 subscribers now.
That's awesome.
So the subscription list is growing. I actually got a thing from YouTube the other day about our growth in the last month or so. So that's been a huge thing for us. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but in the big scheme for us, coming from
zero
to nothing,
yeah.
we're learning all kinds of stuff. So that's a cool thing. I guess the other thing is being able to put out more content. So we're trying to put out videos, and I know that we've got a lot of stuff coming up with the hunting season that we'll definitely be able to put out. And just our goofy stuff that we do on the weekends. I'm trying to put out more stuff. We've got lessons from Vince.
That's awesome.
Those are wisdom and things. Tanner has learned so much about men in the last, between man church and the rest of it. He's going to be a well-organized adult by the time we get him there.
Yes, he's learned a lot of real life stuff. Nothing out of books or anything like that. We're just teaching him as we go, and so he is getting a life lesson every time we're together, and it's been fun, just watching him grow as a young man, as a hunter, as an outdoorsman. Just we got high hopes for him, and so we're looking forward to what the future holds for him. And
so what are we going to talk about today?
Today, several months ago, about a year ago, I kind of presented this to Scott. I was like, hey, every year these guys that we promote, and Scott's put their kids through college, buying their stuff. I said, they have a dove hunt down in Macon, Georgia. The 247 guys have a dove hunt down in Macon, Georgia, and I've heard nothing but good about it. They put on a great dove hunt and give away a lot of amazing things. I said, we should think about going. Well, if you know Scott at all, you know that that's all he needed to hear. And so, I mean, it wasn't like a month later he said, we in, or whatever it was, and they started selling tickets. He's like, he said, we're going. I was like, we're going where? He said, we're going to the dove hunt, baby. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And so today that's what we're going to talk about.
That's awesome.
We went down to Macon, and we spent the night down in Macon, spent the weekend in Macon. I actually got down on a Friday and met up with Scott's son Bailey and his friend, and we'll talk more about them in a minute. They're always fun to be around, and so but yeah, we went down to the 24/7 dove hunt. Here's what we wanted to do, and I know it's this weekend, but we wanted to go to the Pablo Blanco dove hunt out in Texas, and that was our ultimate goal. Yeah. And so we just couldn't
get no invites.
Couldn't get no invites.
I tried.
Yeah, and I tried. I reached out to them, and they were always kind enough to kind of like send me a message of like, keep trying or whatever. And so
they just don't know a good time. If they let us in there, we might change it around. It would be called the El Stacio tour. That's what it'd be. It would have your own Pablo Blanco after that.
Yeah, well, El Whittle or something. I don't know. But I don't know what they're afraid of, man. I just like pull the trigger, let us come. You know what I mean? And so they have a mariachi band, and I can just see Scott dancing.
Oh, I would definitely be in the mariachi band.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
I play the guitar. I would get the hold of that guitar. I'd be on it.
And I'd play the little whatever they're called, the little maracas, yeah. And so we give Tanner something. He'd play something. But so we didn't get to go to it, and so we went down to Macon. Scott loaded up his awesome, amazing side by side, and if you see this thing, I hope we can put it on one of our shorts or something. And it is so cool. And so we loaded up. We all went down to Macon. Got there on a Friday night and ate some Mexican with everybody about 9 o'clock at night.
We were having our own the party.
That's right. Yeah,
Try to set the party up.
That's right. And so we got there and not really knowing what to expect, not knowing what would happen the next day. They gave us like a little itinerary of what the weekend would look like. And so we get there on Friday night, get to bed late, and get up early the next day. We didn't have to really be nowhere the next morning. It was like, what time did we be there? Y'all remember?
It was like 11:30, 12.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, because it was almost at the turn of it was almost at 1 o'clock by the time we really got rolling.
Yeah.
Because they did the safety meeting at 12. So.
Yeah, and so but where did we start off at though? Where did Scott start off his socializing at? We had to meet somewhere before we ever went because they did not disclose where these fields would be, and I understand that, I get it. And so we met where? What grocery store?
It was at the Kroger.
Yep.
At the Kroger, and so we're
in the big city of Byron.
Yeah, Byron, Georgia, and if you ain't been there, you ain't missing much. And so we're. I mean, you just gotta imagine this scene. We pull up. I mean, once again, Scott has got the coolest side by side ever, and it is just sick. And so we pull up, and we're already turning heads. We pull in the parking lot, and so we're in there, 5 deep, and so and so we get out, start socializing and meeting people right off the bat. We met some guys from Savannah, I think they're from that area, and hit it off with them, talked to them, and then so I see Scott kind of just walking off and doing what Scott does best, and that's rubbing elbows and meeting people and talking to folks. And so it started off there, and we sat in that parking lot for probably 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And
Before they came to get us.
yeah, before the 247 guys came in the parking lot. And so they came in, and who did they come to first? They came straight to us.
Yeah.
And so we know Renard, we know those guys. I've known Renard for many years. I met him years ago down in Stuttgart. We were hunting, and they were putting in the same ramp, or getting off the same ramp that we were getting into. But so anyway, these guys come straight to us. We high five and all that, and talk a little bit. And so chime in anytime you want, guys. But we started there, got into the truck, took off toward the fields, and
that's when the journey began.
that's when it began. Yeah, that's when the fun began.
Hot. Would you call it on temperature wise?
It was nasty. I don't know if it was as hot as Nashville, Tanner. I mean, do you think it was as hot as Nashville?
No, not quite. 'Cause Nashville was awful.
You gotta think it's like middle southern Georgia, and dude, it's still hot here right now. Like it's almost 90 degrees, here in North Georgia.
Yeah.
And so
You're making some swampness down in there. It was hot.
yeah. And so Scott had a great plan. Tell me your plan, Scott. You had us. I mean, we were not supposed to have gotten hot at all down there.
No.
Tell us kind of what you were going.
So I had learned my lesson from the Sandbar Social. So I had planned on a full canopy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I had pulled a swamp cooler / a Scott Whittles version of the Ryobi 18 volt blowing. I had basically bought enough ice for the whole day to put in 5-gallon buckets to blow cold air on us, circulating fans so that there wouldn't be a drop of holy water from my veins that would pop out. That was all, and we had this thing down pat. I thought, man, and if all else failed, we had, well, you call it mine, it's Wendy's, but her side by side with air conditioning that we were going to chill down and be frostbitten. That was our whole goal at the end of this thing, right?
Yeah, and that
great plan.
Great intentions. Great intentions. I never seen the canopy. I don't know where it went. And so
The canopy was there. We never put it up.
And so, well, we had for the actual hunt, we didn't really get to hunt that much that afternoon. But for the next day, I think we hunted all Saturday or all Sunday morning. Because they had so much going on Saturday.
And I had prepped everything. If there was a mojo / you name it, if there was a dove flying from 5 counties and he saw what we had down there, he was coming like a hunting pigeon for what we had. We had trees, we had it all out there. We were going to deflect every dove known to man to us. That's what our goal was.
Yeah, Scott. I think Scott bought everything Mojo had for dove season.
Yeah. We had flickers, we had you name it, steels. We had it. We had everything.
Yeah, and so we were well prepared. We were well, I don't know, prepared, but we had all the stuff. We had everything. We had, I mean, like you said, and it seemed like for whatever reason, none of that came about.
No,
I don't know where the air conditioning went.
So let me tell the story. So
Tell it,
Friday,
yes.
so Thursday afternoon, I had taken the side by side to a local guy here in town to clean that thing up because I wanted to pop so bad when people saw it that they went, "My God, that is the coolest looking ride that I've ever had." So he decked that thing out. He cleaned it from head to toe, had it on there, and they were outside listening to the radio. And when he called me, he goes, "Hey man, I can't get this thing cranked." And I was like, "So for you people that are not prepared, if Polaris people are listening to me, I don't know who in the engineering department designed this thing, but y'all definitely took a sabbatical on the design part because if you have anything, so what I have is I have a 2024 basically Polaris Expedition blacked out with a paint job that nobody else has. The guy who I actually bought it from basically had that thing painted cement Ford gray.
That's awesome.
All the panels were taken off, so it matches from head to toe. So we get this thing out there. I get over there at the cleanup shop. I was like, dude, the battery's dead. So I was like, man, how do you get this thing off? So you have to take the entire seat out, but that wouldn't be such a big problem under the driver. But they don't put except Torx bits. Well, you better have a Torx bit when you get ready to do it. So I had to go get a Torx bit, get this thing out, finally get it, then you got to have a screwdriver to take the access panel door open so that you can get in. Then you get the battery, right? So we get it jumped off.
Now was this? Let's stop for. Was this before we left?
This was way before we left.
Okay.
This was the day before. So I took it home. Thought, okay, well they left the battery. They had it on the auxiliary? It must have run the battery down. So I charged the battery with the charger all night long. Get up the next morning before we leave. Turn it on, everything cranks, everything's good. We load it on the trailer, get everything bolted down, get strapped down, and then we're on our way. Me and Tanner get up here to the office, waiting on the convoy, as we call it, to get ready to go. So leading up to that morning, I thought everything was good, right? So we get there, get to the Dove field, everything goes off. I'm in the line getting all the stuff set up with all the legal stuff you have to sign for the 247 boys, the releases, and everybody's getting their stuff on, getting all of our giveaway stuff, which they did a great job with.
Tons of great giveaway stuff.
Yeah. Like a 247, it was one of their Can-Am, I guess, giveaways that they gave. They gave that away at the turkey shoot. And I have to say, or the dove shoot, I say the big thing for them, it was a very well organized on the giveaways. I was super impressed for somebody who hadn't been down there. I mean, they did an awesome job for the amount of people. There was 100 tickets sold, so they sold 100 tickets. They have a limited audience for that, which was really cool. So my son and Crockett take off they're going to go put all the stuff out, right? They're going to take it down through the field. They go, and all of a sudden I get a phone call. They go, "Hey man, something's wrong with the Polaris." I said, "What do you mean's wrong with it?" The steering went out. We don't have any power steering, and it just went dead. It looked like a debris field. It looked like it'd been hit, like a Humvee had been hit in Afghanistan. Stuff is thrown out of that thing. So everybody's trying to get to the hunting field by this time. I go down. Luckily, I packed the stuff just in case I needed it. So I get down there, take the battery out. And if you haven't been to Byron, Georgia, trying to find a battery for a Polaris Expedition, so I drove 40 minutes one way to get a battery. Then I drove 40 minutes back the other way with a new battery. I install it, get it in the thing, everything's good to go. We finished that. So the afternoon it starts raining on us. We were listed for people on there. I'm a huge Georgia Tech fan, so I made everybody on that field listen to Georgia Tech via the Turtle Box in stereo.
Yeah. Shout out Turtle Box, because Scott had 2 Turtle Boxes combined. I mean, I don't know if Doves like Georgia Tech or not. Maybe but the reason that we didn't get any shots, but it was so loud. Like he said, you could hear it from like 200 yards away. He was blasting Turtle Box,
which was a win, so that was a positive. You got a positive on there. Yeah. And I have to say kudos to Renard Moody for all my chaos and stuff that was on there. Him and his family were very gracious to me about helping me get a battery, telling me where to go, helping me to get back in the whole 9 yards. So those guys, I mean, even though you look at, I told Stacey, I said, you look at the bad thing, and you get to see the human side of people that really try to help it out, and they're wanting us to have a good time. So, hey man, you yell at us when you get back up here, we'll come up there, and which Renard's dad came and opened the gate for me, helped me out, get all the stuff on there, and then they, we didn't have any side-by-side, so we had to get a lift, and they took us down to the field. So kudos to those guys that were helping us out. I really appreciate that. That was cool.
And Scott, now this was after the giveaways. This was after, because they had 2 food trucks there. The food was amazing. They had some they had a taco truck, and they had a wings truck that was doing hot wings, and we indulged in both of those. I did anyway. I think. Did you get to eat your hot wings though?
I got a couple of them.
Okay,
I never got the hot wings because I had to leave.
That's right. Scott was running. He was running back and forth. He had ordered some, so they were probably still sitting on the window.
Tacos were great though. I'm going to tell you that. Now we may not have had a mariachi band, but them tacos were straight off the border. They were that delicious.
Yeah, they were authentic tacos, and they were really, really good. And so they encouraged us to eat first, and then then they had their giveaway. And like Scott said, their giveaway was very precise. They didn't beat around the bush. They gave away stuff and wanted us to get out in the field as quick as they could. So the giveaways, when you signed up, you got one of these Yeti thermostat like things, or like mugs. And so that was one of the first things they give you. Yeah. And then of course, you can buy tickets, and they were giving away like Gunner kennels. They were giving away Gunner beds.
Benelli shotgun.
Benelli shotgun, the newest Benelli shotgun that just came out. They gave away
technology.
Yeah,
I wanted that shotgun.
Yeah, we
didn't make it. No. I wanted it though.
They gave away coolers. They gave away Yetis, and then hey, here's the thing. Oh, let's go back to Friday night, because these guys were, and Scott's so keyed in to getting anything they dropped. We've told Renard, we've told Ricky and all those guys, Daryl Moore, we've told them, it's like, anytime, Scott's on it. As soon as something drops, he gets a text, or his wife gets a text, somebody's getting a text that they're fixing to drop something. Well, Scott, I don't know, what would you say, Tanner? He's kind of obsessive with it. He's just, he was
there's a secret to the process.
Yeah. When Tiger Woods made that putt in Augusta to win the Masters that one year, and he did that fist pump, that's what we got. Because they were selling these 247 hats that they just came out with, and they were going to drop them that night, Friday night. Scott's sitting here, and I know you can see him on YouTube. He's sitting there like this with his phone, and he's counting down the minutes. Like, okay, guys, we got 2 more minutes. It's fixing to drop. Well, he gets those hats. He gets this hat that I've got on. He buys it. They came back out with this one. And the new Sitka hat that they just dropped. He gets both of them. And so they
were sold out in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes on their website was sold out. But I had acquired, for all of my friends and my colleagues there, I had acquired the required number of hats and had already got them in. We had already I was so pumped about that. I was up on cloud 9.
He was fist pumping. He's like, he's got it. I got it. And so that made his night. His night was made.
So the next morning we get there and they're selling them, right? So for you guys that didn't get the drop, they gave everybody an exclusive at the dove hunt, which they didn't tell you that previous to that. So they're all over there, and I'm like, dude, I'm buying everybody another one of these hats. We're going to make sure that we got enough. So I'm up there buying hats for everybody to get everybody a hat on that thing.
So if you get that for Christmas,
that was an extra gift. It's not like those. What do they call them? Milk chocolate strawberry or cherries.
Yeah.
My mom used to always keep a box of them milk chocolate cherries underneath the Christmas tree. If you
chocolate covered cherries.
You know that you were not on the list if somebody got that list. You were just a surprise coming home.
That's what she had wrapped up, left over. Yeah. But and so he got those, and Sitka was there. Yeah. Sitka Atlanta was there, giving away free. Tanner's got on one of the hats. They're giving away. All you had to be was a follower on Instagram, and they gave you a free whatever.
And we leveraged all of Kennesaw State. So we were on Sitka's #1 list that day because we leveraged every fraternity and sorority person through my daughter to go out and like it. So their numbers went extremely high that day.
Definitely. And
cool thing. Met Renard's mom.
Yeah, his family.
His family there. She was
his sister.
His aunt. All of those ladies were super accommodating, super helpful on everything they did. I'm going to say this. I've been to a lot of barbecues before, been invited and stuff. Honestly, it's one of those that you feel like you were family when you were there. That's the way I felt.
Oh, 100%.
I don't think it's always that way, but they went. I think they went above and beyond to make their guests feel that way. And I don't know if everybody else felt that way, but I felt like it was one of my family's barbecues, and we were just hanging out with the family members.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, they really made you feel like family, and there's no way around it. And so Saturday, getting back to the hunt, Scott finally gets a battery put into Polaris, and basically the day's about over.
Yeah.
And so we know we've got to be. They're having a house, like they're having a family barbecue.
Yeah.
At Renard's daddy's house, and a beautiful place. And so we go back. We round everything up, get the side by side loaded back up, and head back to the house to get showers to get ready for the night. And
Yeah.
so the night. It was one of the best weekends I've had in a long, long time. And so Saturday night they had the family. They called it the family party or the family dinner.
Yeah.
And man, that's where I felt like family.
Yeah,
like
the chicken was off the chain. I don't know who was cooking that chicken, but the chicken with the green egg was incredible. That and them baked beans. I think I have my own. And the banana pudding.
Banana pudding. Well, here's what happens. We come walking in, and you got to understand Scott's dripping. I mean, he's dripped out. He's ready for he's dressed to kill. And so we're all walking in, and as we walk in, they have this trailer set up. It's a cigar trailer. When Scott's like, hey, y'all want to go in? I was like, yeah, sure, let's go in. Well, we get in there, and there's this big old guy, big tall guy. And Scott's looking around, and the guys, we're kind of making small talk. And Scott spots a box behind him on the shelf, and he says, I want that box. And that guy's like, well, he said, no, you don't want that. He said, those are 120 to 100. Those cigars are 120 a piece. Scott says, well, I'll take 4. And the dude's eyes look like, his jaw dropped, and he's like, oh, okay. And the guy he was so nervous he couldn't get the wrapping off.
I didn't think he thought we were going to pay him. I think that was the thing. He didn't think we were going to do it. We were going to get them cigars because those were Cohiba cigars, a special blend of Cohiba. I've only seen them in Jamaica. He had the box of them. He knew I knew what it was. He just didn't want me to have that box. And
you're like a cigar connoisseur. You know cigars.
Yeah.
Scott really, that's just one of his things. He knows high-end cigars. And so when he seen that box, Scott knew exactly what it was. And I don't think this guy knew. And I don't know if he kind of offended you when he says, oh, you don't want that. But Scott's like, no, yeah, you're right. I want 4. And so, and they were smooth cigars. They really good cigars. Tanner didn't intake with that, but we don't promote teenage smoking, but
or drinking, or any of
that bad stuff. And so we get there, and there is just a plethora of people there. Like people from the industry.
Yeah.
Wade Shoemake was there. He's a very famous photographer.
Mm-hmm.
He runs with Migra. He's one of Migra's top photographers, top guys. He actually does the what is it called? The boat ramp.
Boat ramp revival.
No, that's what we're going to do. Remember? No. And so
what is it? Making boat ramps great again?
No, that's
Drake.
That's Drake down.
Yeah.
They did this actually before Drake and everybody else, and so but him and the owner Q-Tip of Migra go from boat ramp to boat ramp during duck season, giving out like amazing gifts. Amazing. Like, they give out turtle boxes, they give out cases of Migra, they give out shotguns, they give out Sitka jackets.
Oh man,
you name it. But I've never been able to meet up with them where they're at. I was telling Wade, I was like, Wade, I gotta know where y'all are at. Yeah, drop me a pin where y'all are going to be or where y'all are headed, so that way we'll know. And I even talked to Q-Tip when we got back home, the owner of Migra, and I was like, man, you've got to tell me where y'all are at this year. I just want to, just hang out and get pictures or whatever and talk or do a podcast out on the boat ramp somewhere. And so it's the boat ramp tour. That's what it was. That's what it's called, the boat ramp tour that Migra, and they did some cool t-shirts and hoodies. They was giving those away too. And so we met Wade Shoemake, and we met all of the 247 boys were there, every single one of them. And so we got to hang out with them. And
you have to tell them now. We've got a thing that we're trying to work on. We have ordered a 247 RNT call that was part of the 247 drop a couple of weeks ago. And one of the things that I talked to the guys about, that we're going to try to give this thing away, and when they come in, they think that they're going to be in sometime around November when RNT develops them. And the guys were so gracious behind us, they signed an RNT bag in prep of that to give it away, which none of their calls are going to have the autograph bag. So we're going to try to do a giveaway if we get to a certain number of subscribers.
Yeah, and it's got to be like 5,000 people or something. It's got to be.
Stacey said that he don't want to give it away. So
No, I don't, because it's one of those once in a lifetime calls that you want to put up on a shelf somewhere and keep forever.
Yeah.
Because they only made a few of them, and so they were so hard to get when they first came out. They're the same way as the hats. They sell out in 2 minutes. Because I tried to buy their first one they ever came out with, and that thing was sold within 1.5 minutes. It was crazy how fast they sold out. And so Scott was going around. I think that was his number one goal that night, was just to get everybody's signature, and he's got it behind us here on the mantle. That to get everybody's signature for that call that he had ordered a few weeks back. And so we're walking around, we're making our, we're rubbing elbows, and I don't get starstruck much. Like I've met celebrities, I've met people from Hollywood, and I met country singers and rock and roll singers and stuff in the airports and LA or wherever. But I got starstruck this time because the owner of Gunner Kennels was there. The owner, the CEO, the guy that designed and made Gunner Kennels was there. His name is Addison Edmond, and he was there, and so I got to talk to him. Super nice guy. Shout out Gunner. We all have Gunner Kennels. We all run Gunner Kennels. The best kennel, I'm telling you, on the market.
I love mine.
I mean,
even if you don't have a dog, go get one.
Yeah. And so, because Scott got one before he had a dog.
That is true.
And so, he just didn't get the kennel. He got everything, all the accessories.
Well, I figured if I was going to have to sleep in, I'm going to get an orthopedic mattress.
That's right.
So I got to have everything.
So he's got a brand new, awesome Gunner Kennel setting at his house. So shout out Gunner Kennels. They were there as part of that weekend. And they gave away some cool stuff, from Gunner Kennels.
Yeah, the new bed. They gave away one of the new beds that you see online. That's the cool part. They have. I'm going to say this, that quality of that thing, until you own one, and I'm saying this, you're thinking, man, I'm not going to spend that much money for something to put my dog in. Think about how much money you spend on your dog, right?
Exactly.
It's a huge asset. It's something that you don't want to get hurt. If there was, God forbid, we don't put words or things in the universe, but something was to happen and you were to have an accident and your dog get thrown from the vehicle, if you read the crash reports on that thing, it is amazing. For the basically saving a dog's life and keeping it protected. So I mean, it's all about what hindsight's 20/20. It's just no different than buying a life insurance policy on something.
Exactly. And if you're a hunter and you travel a lot, like if you're like us and you're going to Arkansas, you're going to Kansas, you're going to Oklahoma, you're going to Mississippi, you want your dog to travel in something that's going to be safe, something that's comfortable. Because I've had my dog, Buck has went out there to Arkansas many times with me, and he's had to stay in his kennel, I know, 5 or 6 hours or 7 hours or longer. There's nights that he's slept in that kennel all night long, and so you want something that's comfortable, warm, that's going to keep them, safe. And so Gunner Kennels, man, I tell you, it's the way to go, 100%. And check out their website. You can go in there and watch videos of the crash test.
Super nice thing. If you've never bought anything, whether it be merchandise like clothing or stuff like that, the customer service is top notch. I'm going to say that they're very good about helping you if you need help. Also reaching out if they're sold out of something. If you need an alternative product, they're very good about that. And that says a lot about the company. I'll say that because before we did this and before I was a business owner of my own, I was a plant manager and having customer service, and it sells your product, right? If you don't have that kind of connection with the customer, then they get upset or they get mad about something, you could lose them, and that word of mouth can definitely hurt you.
Yeah, definitely. And so, I mean, just check Gunner Kennels out. So the night, progressed on. We met these people, Gunner Kennels owner, the CEO, And I never seen any of you. I thought you boys would be out there dancing. I never seen
I
you
was
at the dance
dancing.
floor. Was you?
I danced. I went around there. I had my wife in tow, but I was dancing.
Okay,
She knows better than leave me out there on the dance floor.
Well, I didn't see. I know Tanner. I didn't see Tanner on the dance floor.
Tanner
Yeah.
don't dance. He
Yeah,
don't
I-
dance. But
I love
I was
dancing.
making.
Now listen, we know Tanner dances because
Well.
there's a deal with his truck, and we ain't
Yeah.
gonna bring it up. But he had to take some dance lessons for something to do with his truck. So I
Yeah.
ain't gonna say what kind of dancing.
Yeah.
He can let that out. But we know Tanner can dance
Yeah.
some way. There's a dancing that he can do.
Yeah.
And so the young man had to do what he had to do to get a truck. So, and so he can dance. And so, it was a fun night. It really was a fun night. I mean,
Late. It was late.
late night. So late that we didn't get home till after midnight. Probably didn't get to bed. Some of y'all didn't get to bed till 2 or 3 in the morning.
No.
Yeah.
So that night, I don't know what y'all did. I went to bed. I was tired. I mean, I went to bed, and
Yeah.
I think Scott and Wendy and them went to bed. I don't know what Tanner and the other boys did.
We were playing pool and ping pong.
Yeah, so Scott had to make up for the Airbnb that we had from Nashville to Macon, and so Scott got an Airbnb with a pool,
Yeah.
and we didn't get to use the pool. Never got in the pool.
Yeah.
But we did. They did use the pool table, and so they played pool till like 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't know what time they went to bed or passed out or went to sleep, whatever they you know. But the next day was interesting because we couldn't get nobody up. Me and Scott got up ready to go. Even little Tanner here, I had to go in there twice and tell Tanner, like Tanner, and Tanner was just still like, he looked at me like, who are you? What are you doing here? Where am I at? And so finally Tanner gets out of the bed, and then we go to get Crockett and Bailey up. Well, Bailey gets up pretty good. Bailey's getting all his stuff on.
Yeah.
I think Bailey's getting ready. I mean, he looks like he's getting ready to go. And Crockett's still over there just snoring away. Like he's
Oh,
still just,
it was awful.
he's cutting logs.
It
and
was awful.
We're trying to get to the dove field in time to get us a good spot. And we're getting these boys up and they won't get up. And so finally they get up. I don't even see Bailey going to the truck. Bailey goes and gets in the truck, and that's a story in itself. And so he's in the back. He's snoozing away.
Yeah, he's passed out.
Those feet.
Yeah, it's
Oh my God, those feet.
we need some medical help. I don't know. And so,
We had a 911 on those feet.
yeah.
So that leads to a whole story. So somehow during trying to load these people up, me and Stacy in the front,
Getting the guns in
get
there.
the guns, me and Stacy have got everything in there, and somehow, just so I want to preface this, there was a conversation supposedly between me and my son that he said, "Get my shoes," right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that either. So,
I don't remember him saying a word from the house to the truck. I don't remember hearing him say
So just
anything.
remember that as the story continues, that
Yeah.
"Get my shoes" was part of that conversation, right?
So yeah, we finally get everybody loaded up. We have to stop at the store to get some ice and gas and all this stuff. So we stop at a little convenience store there in Byron and get everything we need for the field. And so we're thinking we're thinking we're good. We got everything we
Yeah.
need. We got a new battery.
Got a new battery, we're
and so
rocking.
yeah, we're rocking. We know where we got a kind of a ballpark where we want to go set up at because
Yeah.
that's where they were killing the most birds the day before. And so we're everything's good. We think everything's great. When we get there and start unloading everything, Bailey says, "Where's my shoes?" And so I was like, "You don't have your shoes on?" He's like, "No, where's my shoes?" He said Crockett was supposed to have got them, and then he said, "Well, Dad was supposed to got," and so and was like, "We never heard you say get your shoes. I thought you had your shoes on." And so who leaves the house with no shoes,
Yeah.
just socks?
Yep.
And so now this is where you'll like this. This is where we get real, because at that point we get everything unloaded, get the
Yeah.
side by side unloaded. We send him. Scott says, "Well, you have to go buy you some shoes somewhere. You go back to that truck stop or whatever, and go get you some shoes." And so Bailey takes off to the truck stop in Scott's truck, and so we're there getting everything ready, and lo and behold, crank the side by side up, and it's showing the
All of a
batteries.
sudden the battery lights start coming back
Yeah,
on this
yeah.
thing.
And Scott, I could see a look of panic on Scott's face. He's like, "What the crap?"
Yeah.
And so he's like, "I don't know." He's like, "I don't know what's going on." And so sure enough, it starts dropping again. I mean, it gets us to the field but it's dropping again. So Scott starts calling his wife, and he's like, "Hey, we've got to get a battery." He said, "This battery's dying." And so he sends her on a goose chase to find a battery.
Another battery.
This is battery number 3. And so, because he came with the first battery, had to buy the second one, so this would be number 3. And so she goes to find a battery, bless her heart, and once again, you're out there.
She's like 50 miles away trying to get a battery. She thinks she has located. They've looked. We're going back and forth on conversations. I'm on the dove field trying to watch for birds. All of a sudden, I'm getting calls. My son shows back up looking like a prison inmate with prison shoes on. He's got him a set of
He got
Crocs.
some prison Crocs. I mean, straight up prison Crocs.
Shower shoes.
Yes, that's what it was. Shower shoes, because it was a truck stop. And
So you never know what we're going to come up with. I was like, you have got to be kidding me, man. You can't find no shoes. He said, this is all I can find. So he's out in the middle of this field with a pair of Crocs on.
He's still half asleep. Like
Yeah.
I don't think he ever woke up that morning. And so we're sitting out there, and that's just how the morning went. And so we get everything set up. We got all of our trees set up. All the flickers are out there, and we, it just that corner never produced.
Never materialized.
No, we seen maybe 12 birds, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I shot one that fell way back in the woods. I was like, forget it, let the coyotes have it, or the rattlesnakes, or whatever else is down there in South Georgia. And so Scott's already like apologized, like, man, I'm so sorry, y'all, we didn't get to shoot anything. I was like, dude, we had the best weekend ever. And
Oh yeah, it was a great time.
you can't make this stuff up, man. You can't and it was a fun time.
Yeah.
And so, but I enjoyed it. It was a good time. I hope we get to go back next year. I don't know what the game plan is.
Yeah.
Scott wants to go to Texas still.
Yeah. I wanted to go to Texas. That was my end goal. I know they're doing it is it this weekend?
This weekend, I'm wearing the swag. Scott got us all the swag because we thought we were going to get to go. We thought we were going to get the invite.
We thought we were going to work our way into that.
Yes, we tried hard, and I think we probably can still sneak in because Scott looks a lot like the old man that's in all the pictures on their Instagram page.
He's an imposter. That's what I'm going to say. That's the thing.
Yeah, and I think we could get Scott in on that. I don't know that I could pass for Barton Ramsey or anything like that, but we could definitely get Scott in. And so we don't know what we'll do next year. I wouldn't mind going back to that one. It was really cool. I had a fun time. I really did. It was a weekend that would have never happened had Scott not, done what he did to get us down there. And so
we had a good time. In context, I always say this: you got to look at the positives in life, right? I mean, we could look at it as, there were multiple failures that happened, and probably that's true. Coming to find out, the Polaris suffered a rectifier / regulator problem that had to be taken to the shop. That was the problem with the battery, so that you guys were looking at it. We had to do that, but
still an update on that. Is it working now? Did that fix it?
No, it's still in the shop. They're waiting. They have to do all the stuff that goes with it, so it should be coming out. But we'll get that. The other thing is I felt bad because Tanner, who had never really gone dove hunting, gets down there, didn't really get a chance to experience going to, where you're shooting a lot. All right, so I've been working on behind the scenes on trying to get us a place in Tennessee to go. Even though it's not the opening weekend, so we hope to be able to bring you a couple of those shoots if we can make it up there. That's one of the things that I'm working on now with a couple of friends of mine.
Yeah, and Tanner was so gun-ho. He wanted to hunt so bad. He's like, I'm fixed to walk down the middle of this field. I was like, Tanner, they said to stay out in the middle of the field. He's like, I don't care. Maybe I can. I said, Tanner, I hadn't seen anything fly into the middle of the field. What are you going to do? Just walk down the middle? And so Tanner was so wanting to harvest some doves.
Dove calling, he'd make a call, and he was simulating, emulating. We're trying to do everything.
Yeah.
But it goes like that. And I think that's part of the thing, that don't let an event, even though hunting is not about the killing, it's about the experiences, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to bring our experiences to you on this podcast today. Is we could have looked at it as, oh man, everything fell apart, it wasn't what we had ever anticipated, but I think looking back, it was a great time with family and friends. We had a blast. We got memories that we've been aggravating each other about, Bailey and them feet, Crockett. We forget to tell them that that was one of the other things that Crockett had to go to the bathroom at the end of it, and we're trying to hope that we're trying to drive him as fast as we can, trying to keep the battery up. To get
It was poking, boy.
He was dying.
He got out of that side by side, and his butt cheeks never. I'm talking about they were glued together. And so, he looked like he was Forrest Gump walking for the first time in those leg braces.
Yeah.
And so it was just, and that's what, like, it's all about the journey. I think a lot of times we forget about, we get out there, and there's been times where I've, missed that and think, well, I didn't get to harvest a deer, or I didn't get to harvest a duck. And now looking back, going with my dad, you're thinking, man, I wish I could go back with my dad again, and even though we didn't shoot anything, or I didn't get to shoot anything, I still had that time with him, and so it was, the journey is what I enjoy so much. And I've learned to appreciate, I guess over the years, I've learned to appreciate that. Because unlike Tanner, I have harvested a lot of animals, a lot, and I know he's gun-ho and he wants to, and I want him to. I want him to be able to harvest a bunch of animals, and he will. I mean, his time will come, yeah. And so, but and it's making those memories, and it's having those times where we just sit around and talk and shoot the bull, and we're rough on each other. We make fun of each other because we can, and so. We're still laughing about the man church and Scott's leg, and so you didn't get hurt this trip.
I did not get hurt this trip. I was very good. I protected the kneecaps from the legs down, but if you need a pit crew, next time there's an opening on a NASCAR circuit, I think I could be a part of it.
100%.
I could swap out a battery and a Polaris like nobody's.
Let's talk about that, because here's what was cool. I've never seen this dude move this fast. So when he had to go get the battery for the Polaris, he jumps over there and he's getting that trailer unhooked like I've never seen, dude. I mean, it was almost like smoke was coming from that thing. He was going so fast to get it off. And he was, like 2.2 seconds. He had that trailer off back in his truck. He was gone. All I seen was a dust trail. And
while you're eating them wings.
Yeah, I'm eating wings. Then Tanner,
I didn't even get to eat mine.
Yeah, Tanner left. He leaves. He's like, I'm going hunting. I don't care. I'm going hunting. I'm going to see if I can go shoot something. So Tanner leaves with his gun and stuff and takes off toward the dove field. And so I'm sitting up there eating wings, waiting for somebody to come back. But it was an amazing trip. I mean, it really was. I never would have got to do it had it not been for these guys. And it's answering that call. I mean, it's when you're called to do something and do it. You only get to live one life.
Yeah.
God's only give us one life. There's no do-overs. There's no mulligans in life.
Yeah.
And so you only get one life, and you make it what you can. And just be. I'm so grateful. I mean, I really am.
I just think it's an experience. If you go with Scott Whittle, it's something that's going to happen. I'm just going to tell you, it's going to be one of the.
It's a fun time. I mean, and I've told this before. And I think I've said it on the podcast. I wish I'd have met Scott 20 years ago. Started hunting with him 20 years ago, because he's got stories that with him and Terry and him and Bailey and others that they shared over the years that I love just to sit and listen to, because either you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, or you're going to get educated. I mean, and you may get all three with one story, but they're so good. He's such a great storyteller. It's just like Jesus. Jesus was a great storyteller. Scott's a great storyteller. And that's what I love about him is he's got these amazing stories, and we're making them every day.
Yeah, we're making them. We got other things going on. We joke about it now. So this parlayed, this dove hunt parlayed into, we didn't get the practice that we needed, right? And I want to kind of tell everybody that one of the things that we did this past Sunday is we all got together, and it started out. We're gonna meet over at Tanner's house. Tanner's got a great opportunity, got a great place to shoot skeet, so we're out there and we're throwing out those videos actually on our YouTube channel. But we laughed. Oh man, we were laughing. Vince shows up. He was supposed to go golfing, gave up golfing to come with us.
Yeah.
Stacy comes out of the woodwork. He's over on the other side. These two live real close together. I live on the complete other end of the county, so I have to travel a little bit. But we're showing up. We're trying out different shells. We're trying out different stuff. We're trying to get just something different, something that's cool. We hang out, and just have a good time. And I think that's part of the thing is that you enjoy. I mean, we work. Me and Stacy work together every day. Tanner's almost up here every day because he comes here after school. So it's not like we don't see each other. But you think you would get tired of people after a certain time, and I've never said that. I mean, I think it's funny because I get tickled. We're either messing with each other early in the mornings or late in the evenings, and it's always fun, right? And that's part of the experiences of doing stuff. There's very few people, and I'm going to say that. I think there's a lot of people out here that have acquaintances, but they don't have friends that
Yeah.
they enjoy being around, and we are very fortunate on that. And we try to spread the love. I'm a big proponent that I will invite anybody to go. I mean, because I just know that sometimes you don't have somebody to go with, so we're trying to get people out there. And these guys, they are great hosts because they live with my chaos, right? And that's the other thing. My wife was joking about it. She said, 20 years ago, you would have probably been so pissed about that battery and that thing. She said, but I pulled up and you're laughing. And she said, it's amazing how much you've grown as an older
Yeah.
guy
Oh,
that
yeah.
you don't get upset about that stuff. And I said, you try to find the positive. And I think that's the thing. Life throws you curves every day, right? I mean, and there's enough bad news in the world. You either have to accept it and turn it into a positive, that you have positive things, because people are drawn to positive stuff.
Exactly, and find and just echoing what Scott said, find those friends that you can't wait to hang out with.
Yeah.
That you I mean, because it's going to be different next time. It ain't going to be the same. But find those friends that you can't wait to hang out with, that you can't wait to be around with,
And challenge you, right?
yeah, and challenge you definitely.
And some of us don't want to be pressure washers, and that's another story for another day.
Yeah, yeah.
Right before we came on the air, we're on here and we're talking about retirement,
Yeah.
how to get to the retirement things, and
doing what we love.
doing what you love, and putting it out there, right? Because you have to speak things into existence, and my wife has been a firm believer of that and has kind of taught me that. But it's one of those things that we're all smart enough and we know enough people that if you start talking about it, and we're going to try it, right? If you don't try it, like Stacy said, life's too short. You'll second guess yourself and look back, and I always said that it's like the lesson of Lot, right? Why did he turn Lot's wife to a pillar of salt? He didn't want people looking back on your past, right, and wondering about what would have been. He told you to trust in God and go forward, and that's exactly what I do. I try to put things out there, and we're going to try things. And we were joking about Stacy and Tanner here, which we may have the call kennels before it's over with, or whatever we call it, but these guys are some awesome dog trainers that are out there. And one day I would love it to have it where you guys that are our listening audience, if you wanted a dog that you could call up, that you get a great trained dog and get a
Listen,
quality
we're going to
breed.
speak that into existence.
Yeah.
We're going to have a dog kennel before it's over with, for too long, where you can get a quality gun dog or a quality dog, period. If you want a
Yeah.
family dog, an obedient dog that's going to be obedient and all that good stuff. So Scott's
And it would
already,
be loved, and it would be loved.
Yes.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
We want people to have that experience, and that's something that I think everybody, if they had the opportunity, that they could have that, and we're going to try to put a means of getting that.
yeah. And listen, when you bring up Lot, I just can't help but see you in that gas station telling young Tanner, don't look back, don't look, Tanner, don't look. Because Scott, if you didn't listen to our last episode, Scott had a little accident on the boat ramp and fell and hurt himself.
Yeah.
And so he was having to change his clothes at the gas pump, actually.
Yeah.
He's at the gas pump, and so he was having to change his clothes and
It's bad when you have to ask your buddy to
turn away.
To turn away. He's
Don't
either got to
look.
pull my pants up. I was like, don't look, don't look. I just help me out. Don't make me bend down there and get the things.
Yeah, so I can't look at Lot the same. When you mention Lot, my mind goes straight back to that. But that was just one of those things. So I don't know, like, what's up next, guys? What we got going on?
I think we got another man church coming,
Yeah.
which is going to be cool. That's another thing. We've got early teal season, which is right around the corner. We're going to be doing some product reviews. Actually, some Boss shells shipment is supposed to be here today, I think. I just got a confirmation right a few minutes ago on my phone. So we are going to be premiering. I don't know if anybody else is going to be premiering. We're going to be premiering the new Boss copper shells to replace the bismuth, right? So you guys that are Boss guys like me, you want to see how it is, we're going to give you the lowdown. We're going to give you the short, skinny, and we're going to shoot them ourselves and tell you what we truly think about it. So we're going to give you some product reviews. We hope that that's going to be a part of the call too. I mean, I think that's something on there that if we can help you or guide you or give you any advice of our own experience of using it, and we're going to put it through the test.
Yeah. And putting things to the test, Scott has bought a lot of mechanical decoys and things like that we're going to try to review for you guys before season starts. Hopefully before season starts.
Yeah.
Tanner has the perfect place. He lives on a nice lake, and so we're going to try to do some of those reviews and get those videoed and get those in our shorts or something here in the future. And so keep sharing our stuff, please, because we want to get this out. We want to get the call out and all across the United States.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, and tell your friends. And hopefully we say something that will, either it uplift you, encourage you, educate you, in your everyday life. And so please, make sure you like and subscribe, tell your friends. Tanner's dog may be going through a trial this weekend or going to Alabama to talk about that a little bit, Tanner, before we get off here. What's Drake doing this weekend?
We're going to try and get him in the starter trials. So they're hosting that in Alabama. We'll see how that goes. It'll be his first ever one. So.
And I think, the dog's already passed that. I mean, his dog has already passed the starter trials, and so I know the dog's going to get his ribbons for that. It's just a matter of y'all putting him in it. And so Tanner's done an amazing job training this dog. For a young guy, for anybody, I don't care what age you are, but he's done an amazing job training Drake. Drake's an amazing, beautiful black lab, and we got bright hope for his future, and he's going to be working a lot this coming duck season. Drake's going to be on every hunt I guess we're going on, and so getting him a lot of pickups, a lot of experience. And so we got that. We got Man Church coming up. We're going to do it. It's going to be, we've already got a title for it, Fishers of Men. It's going to be at one of our local lakes, kind of like a little ministry place. And so we're going to be planning and working on that for next month, October. And teal season's already started.
Teal season.
And Tanner's been seeing teal on his lake. He had a large group of teal the other morning that flew over. And I've never seen teal do this. These teal were like wood ducks. They went straight to where they wanted to go. They wouldn't circle the lake. They just went straight down.
And we only have about 8 now, so.
So they're thinning out. They're thinning out.
Tanner's already instituted the early goose season at my house. He has unleashed on them. He has blown goose feathers from one end of the county to the other, but we have not brought one down yet. But that is all. It's just a matter of having to shoot high.
That's right. Whether it's sky blasting, and you don't want to be around sky blasters, and so we're hoping to get him on some geese soon. We're asking all of our local farmers, if you're a local person and you got have a farm that you don't like these geese tearing up your hay or crapping all over your driveway or your pool area. Let us know. We'll come and help you out with that.
We'll liquidate.
That's right. We don't mind. And they won't come back, I promise you. They won't come back for a long time, if they ever come back. And so, man, I've enjoyed this podcast, guys. Thank you so much, Scott, for making, the weekend possible for the dove hunt. I mean, we just had some memories that I hope I never forget. I hope I'm maybe not laying in a nursing home somewhere, but laying in my kid's house because they're taking care of me. But and I just start laughing, just start laughing about Scott, bouncing around with his bad leg or whatever, or his sciatic nerve in his back. And so, and then seeing Tanner just, so eager to hunt, eager. He was almost mad, like, I'm going hunting. And so, but I appreciate you guys. And so please like and subscribe. And we will see you soon. We're going to try to get these things out more common, more often, and may God bless you.
We love you.